Welcome to Shaped by Faith with your host, Theresa Rowe. To find out more about Shaped by Faith and Theresa Rowe, please visit shapedbyfaith.com or visit the YouTube channel, Facebook, or Instagram. And now, here is Theresa Rowe.
Welcome to Shaped by Faith, where we shape our bodies and hearts for God's purposes. I have a very special guest on Shaped by Faith today. His name is Travis Owsley. He's a founder of Beverly's Hearty Slice. Welcome to Shaped by Faith, Travis.
All right, thank you for having me. It means the world.
Absolutely. And I heard a lot about you. You're doing a lot in our community in Owensboro, Kentucky, but I believe God has some plans for you outside of this area as well. So let's just wait and see what God has, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, I would love for you to give our listeners your background, like what you were doing before, what you do for a living, your family, anything you want to share.
All right. Well, I am the director of activities at Harlan Villa Senior Center. I'm also the assistant basketball coach at Kentucky Wesleyan College, and founder of Beverly's Hearty Slice. So, the community events and stuff that you're about to hear about today. I have a beautiful wife by the name of Lexi Owsley, a beautiful daughter, Noni Owsley, 4 years old, just started preschool this year, and that's my heart and soul.
Yeah. So God is really blessing you, and I mean, I can just tell by talking to you and listening to you and even seeing you on video that God is with you. And he's got a gift for each one of us. It's just a matter of us unwrapping it and then sharing it with others. So thank you so much for doing what you're doing. I would love to hear all about your mother and how she made such an impact on you, but also other people.
Yeah, she was the most caring, giving person you ever meet. We didn't grow up with a lot. We struggled a lot. And one thing about her, she always made sure nobody went without, no matter what the circumstances was. Obviously, when we had food stamps or somebody blessed her with a little bit of funds, she would have a barbecue and bring the speakers out, play music, and anybody she would see walking up and down the street, she would invite them in for a warm meal or a drink or two and then send them on their way. And that's just who she was. But one thing I take away from my mom and what built me, the character and the man I am today, is I remember all the tough times, like getting up at 6:30 in the morning, basically waiting in the help office lines, the Salvation Army lines, the Daniel Bettino shelter lines, basically any church, any resources that we could get to make it on a daily basis. That's what we did. That's the stuff that stuck with me, and to see it come back full circle and to be able to provide resources to these families is a dream come true and a blessing from God.
Well, it sounds like your mother was a beautiful person inside and
Yes.
out, but she left a legacy of faith. And, she was the hands and feet also of Jesus. Like she didn't have to share with others,
No.
but the Lord tells us when you bless others, he also blesses you. And so that's wonderful. Okay, so where did you come up with the idea of Beverly's Hearty Slice? Where'd that come from?
It was basically the peak of COVID in 2020. I had got home from work, received a phone call from a coworker that one of the youth at our facility had lost their lives to drug overdose.
Oh.
At the time in the community, there was a lot of gun violence going on. Families were struggling, during the pandemic. I remember getting online and seeing like everybody kind of commenting negative about like what the government should be doing, what the police
Right.
officers should be doing, what other people should be doing. I just didn't see any positive solutions on there. So I just took a leap of faith. God gave me the courage. I just said, you know what? Why not me? Why not me do something about this? So I remember sitting at the house, a little upset about the news that I received. A pizza commercial came on, a Papa John's pizza commercial came on, and it kind of struck me right then and there, like, hey, okay, you know what? To get back to this community and shine a little light in a dark place, I'm going to make this sacrifice that I know I can control. And every 2 weeks till I get paid, I'm going to buy 5 pizzas. There's 8 slices in every box. I'm going to feed 40. I picked Kinder Perkins Park as my destination because it was the part that I felt to save my life and was right behind the home that I lived in, growing up.
Right.
So I knew that place, that park had a shelter. So regardless if it rained or not, we were still good to have our, to have this event, to help these families in need. So September 11, 2020 was the day I started it. Literally paid out of my pocket. The first turnout we had it was actually a great turnout. We had about 60 people show up. I gave out, t-shirts, gave out pizza, gave out water, any kind of hygiene products I had. And then from there forward, God took the wheel, and as you can see, it's definitely grown rapidly.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the way God gives us those creative ideas. And a lot of times they're just really simple. Like you just have to go with it. And even though you
Right.
don't know what it looks like, and you're like, okay, Lord, and you're using your own money and buying pizza for others. And like you said, it's like exploded. And
Yes. Yeah.
we're supposed to be giving, we're supposed to be out there, we're
Right.
supposed to be the church, and we are the body. So we're the church. We're supposed to be helping one another. And so it's awesome what you're doing. Now, okay, so the first time you did that, did you have any help? Did you do it by yourself, or how did that look?
No, I had no help. Did
Oh
it by
gosh.
myself. I went and picked up I literally got off work, rushed to Little Caesars, picked up the pizza, picked up the bottled waters at Kroger's, brought a speaker out, played some, some good music. I
Hmm.
had a guy by the name of Michael Johnson. He was over the Truth Outreach Inc. And his outreach gave out, I guess, face masks and hand sanitizers. So he reached out. I asked him to put, if he could be a part of it, a part
Yeah.
of the event. I reached out to the city to see if it was okay during the pandemic to have this event to help these families. So basically, how it went was they stopped at the Truth Outreach to grab their mask and hand sanitizer. Came to us, grabbed their piece of the water, hygiene products, and they kind of went on their way. And that's kind of how it
Okay.
started out.
Wow. Okay. So did you have a vision? Were you like, okay, so this is going to turn into a nonprofit and this is what's going to happen from here? Did you even know that?
I had no idea. I promise. It was just no. It was just something I wanted to commit to every 2 weeks to help out. Um, at that time, God, I felt like He placed the right people in my life for the right reasonings, and I was selected for leadership of Owensboro, the class of 2021. We had a
Yeah.
meeting. Yeah, we had a meet and greet. I met some of my classmates. I kind of, we all talked about our jobs and what we do in the community, and I
Yeah.
brought it up. And about a woman by the name of Joy Curl, dear friend of mine. I owe her a lot of the credit. Her and her husband was inspired by what they heard, and jumped, kind of basically supported me from day one, and said that kind of, humbled me and let me know that I didn't want any clout from this. This is something I just wanted to do
Yeah.
to give back. But
Yeah.
she helped me understand that there were so many people in need, and that so many people would be behind this and want to help if they knew what was going on, downtown in these communities. And we can't
Right.
fault we can't fault people for not knowing what's going on down here if they're not down here. So what better
That's
way to
right.
spread some light and influence and get more resources to help these families? So I mean, I kind of she came and saw what was going on, had backed me from day one. Her and her family sacrificed their times to ensure these families didn't go without. Within a year of soon as Messenger Inquiry got behind it, the next thing you know, the news were coming and different people were reaching out. And I think we shared a few pictures to show the long lines and how many people were in need. And
Mm,
I think that kind of did it for itself. Once people saw that and saw that we were doing things for the right reasons and people were getting helped and blessed, I never had to make a second phone call. Everybody that came and donated or was a part of the event has called back numerous of times asking if we were in need of anything. And anytime we need anything, to please reach out. So that's kind of how it all came about.
that's awesome. People, they want to get behind something, and
That's right.
especially something that's good,
That's
something
right.
that helps other people. So let me ask you this. How did the people that were receiving, how did they respond?
They were ecstatic. I mean, you could see the relief in their eyes. We
Hmm.
provided hope. We provided love. They knew. I told them that they understood they understood that we were going to be there every 2 weeks, rain, sleet, or snow, regardless of the weather. We're going to be underneath this shed, serving, helping God's people in need, and they could count on us. And I think once
Hmm.
once they realized that, I mean, they loved that they were all for it. I received messages all throughout the entire night with need and resources for OMU assistance and groceries and
Wow.
whether it be medicine for their kids. They couldn't afford that. So there were so many other blessings that we did and helped and try to find resources for that we don't talk about, that we don't speak on, because just to, we didn't want to invade their privacy. But as it shows you, all
Right.
these events that we do throughout the year, it was only because our people reached out to me about about needing help during these events, and that's how it came about all the events we host.
That's wonderful. So how many
Yeah.
people can you estimate that you've served so far?
Oh gosh. And I think In 2020, I think it was around 6 to 7,000. In 2022, we bumped that up to about 14,000. And now in
Wow.
2023, 2024, we're around 20,000 plus.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes, yes.
Praise God.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I love it. I love what you're doing, Travis. You're doing more than pizza, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Um, how have you seen bringing people together with food? It helps instill hope in their
Mm.
life.
It's been an unbelievable experience. It's more just like I said, seeing the relief in the parents' eyes, knowing they got something or somebody to rely on. When all the other, Salvation Army, Help Office, Patino Shelter, when all their funds or resources are out, they know they can count on us to come through for them. Not only do we help with our biweekly events, but I get messages throughout the night on a weekly basis asking for whether it's medicine or extra assistance with groceries or extra assistance with OMU help, or even funeral expenses. They reach out, they reach out
Wow.
to me about a lot of stuff. And like I said, thank God, God has placed a lot of great people in my life. So I got a little few
Right.
resources that I'm able to reach out and kind of tell their story and let them know what's going on to help these families.
Did you ever anticipate it would get like this big and where it's at today?
No, ma'am. I just, you got to take a leap of faith in things. I let God steer the wheel, and I think right now He's using me and placing the right people in my life. During these tough times, and no, it's just when they ask about Beverly's Hearty Slice, it's kind of hard to put your passion into words.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just like I said, to see these long lines and seeing all the smiles on the kids' faces, and a lot of people hug me and they shake my hand and just thank me, for caring. Most of
Mm.
it like caring, and then with caring, provides love and then hope. And right now, I think they know that we're going to be here. They know we're established, and we're going to do the best we can to help these families in need.
All right, let me ask you this, and I'm kind of putting you on the spot. Like, do you ever think about talking to people about the hope that you have in Christ? Do you ever talk to people about your faith at all? And
I
not,
do the
yeah,
best. I have a huge following with my social media sites,
right.
and I do my best at giving God the glory at everything I
Yep.
do. You'll see that in all my posts, and I think people are inspired by that and understand that regardless of what negativity comes my way, God's gonna make it work. And I think since they've been witnesses of that, it's hard. You're untouchable when you're led by God, no matter what comes your way. And I think as long as you do good, good things happen to good people, and I just kind of keep that
That's
mindset.
right.
When I get discouraged or when I get tired and want to stop and want to quit, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I just pray, and I give it to Him. I give it to Him.
Amen. Praise God. And we're the Bibles that some people read, instead of picking up a physical Bible, they're looking at other people to see what they're doing. And they're probably wondering, wonder why they're doing
How?
that. Wonder why they're
That's right.
being so nice,
That's right.
What's the catch here? And there's not, you're just being the hands and feet of Jesus. So where do you
Yeah.
currently serve food? And when, like, how often do you serve food?
Yes, we serve bi-weekly every 2 weeks, every other Friday.
Okay.
We serve under the Kendall Perkins Park Shed. We serve
Okay.
at a Rolling Heights community, and we also serve at it's called Mechanicsville. So around the Duke and Best Recreation Center, communities around there.
Oh,
We
okay.
serve at those three sites every 2 weeks.
Okay. So how do people find out about this? Just, is it word of mouth or what?
A little bit of everything: word of mouth, social media, newspapers, the news, radio stations, a little bit of everything. But I
Okay.
think we're
Oh,
making a
go ahead.
we're making a big impact. I think the word is starting to spread.
So how many pizzas are you serving now? I mean, more than a few, right?
Yes, all for sure. We every 2 weeks we serve about 60 pieces at all three locations.
Okay. Wow. All right. Do you have, I'm sure you've met a lot of people. You've probably heard some stories. Um, do you have a story in mind that you'd like to share with us?
Yes, of course. One that sticks out to me the most. We held a Hope for Homeless event this year, and as I was out shopping, shopping for Christmas presents for my daughter, it just struck me that I just thought about the families and kids that would have to spend their Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in shelters. So I reached out to Next Era Energy Resources. talked to them about something I wanted to do special for for 5 families. I got a hold of Ben Skiatis with with Lure Seafood and Grill. Told him what's going on, and Gramps and a few other businesses. Um, I reached out to 5 homeless shelters. I let them pick the most deserving families for this blessing, so they wouldn't say that we're handpicking people. I let them pick the families. I got a hold of, I was able to get in touch with those families. Told them to write out a Christmas wish of anything they would ever want, for their kids and for themselves. I met up with Miss Sharon Naismith at the Hampton Inn downtown. Beautiful, beautiful upscale hotel. Nice, nice overlook over the bridge and all the Christmas lights. So
Right.
she was on board, was inspired by was inspired, and she don't basically I would say donated the 2 nights for all 5 families to us for us. We was able to get all the meals. Sorry, I was able to get all the presents. Lure was closed during the Christmas Eve and Christmas. They opened up just for these 5 families so they can enjoy a nice
Wow.
buffet meal. Little Caesars took care of the lunch, and obviously the hotel took care of the breakfast. But what stuck out to me the most about this whole entire thing is that one of the families, the the husband was in a drug and rehab facility, and his wife and daughter was staying at I guess a homeless shelter for women and children. And if it wasn't for this event, this family would not have been able to spend Christmas together.
Oh,
And I stayed in touch. Obviously, I got everything they wanted for for their Christmas list. They were so happy and they were grateful. Grateful for the blessing. But one thing, I stayed in touch with them even after the event, and I found I think the male had reached out to me and said that he had graduated, the rehab facility, and that him and his wife had been working the entire time, and they saved up, and they were able to put a deposit down for a home. So I was so ecstatic about that. Oh my God, he was just to hear it in his voice. I was so happy for him that they got a fresh start. And one thing that stuck out to me about him is that he's shared that, Travis, I'm going through hard times, but I know God's gonna make a way as long as I keep believing he's gonna make a way. So they hear that they got, they were able to get a down payment on a house. I found some resources to fully furnish their entire house for them after that. So it was beautiful.
wow.
It's been beautiful. So we've been in
That is
touch, and they're doing
beautiful.
great. And I told them to reach out for anything they need, of course. And that story for sure is what sticks out to me the most.
Well, you're
Made it
spreading
all worth it.
love. Yeah, and love is contagious. It
Yeah,
really
that's right.
is. And everyone needs it. And everyone needs to know that people care about one another and God cares about them. Travis, what about you? How has this impacted your faith?
Just I remember when I see these kids and families in these lines, it just takes me back. I reminisce about how me and my mother being in the same exact situation, the same exact lines, and needing help, needing assistance, just to get by another day or another month. But like I said, to when they give me hugs and they tell me thank you, it's one of those things where you can't help but to look up in the sky and God just say thank you, because it's like you said, it's hard to explain how and why he chose me. This is something I didn't never in a million years would have thought I would be doing this for the community. I know, get alone, providing all of these other resources and holiday events for our people. So to see it all come back full circle, to see all these people are blessed and the amount of support, with that, from all these businesses and in our community. I mean, all glory to God, and thank you to everybody that supports us and come out and volunteers. It's all important. It's all needed.
That's right.
It takes a village to fulfill this mission, for sure.
That's right. And sometimes it just starts with one person, like
That's
with
it.
one idea. And you say, Lord, please show me. I
That's
don't know
it.
what I'm doing here. Here's some pizzas, and
That's
please
it.
multiply them and help us,
Yeah,
Father. So by faith we walk. That's what we do. And that's what we're called to do, and to make disciples of the nations, just one person at a time, the people that are directly in front of us. We don't necessarily have to go overseas. I mean, just right
that's
here
right.
in
That's
our
right.
neighborhood. It's amazing how God uses people for his purposes, isn't it? I mean,
Yes,
it's just
ma'am.
incredible how
Unbelievable.
he does that. Let's talk about volunteers because now that, I mean, you've grown this thing or God has grown this thing big. So I'm sure you need a lot of people behind the scenes and people on site. So what are some things people can do? Like if they want to volunteer, they're listening, they're watching, they want to volunteer.
Yes, please reach out at our new website, beverly's.heartyslice.com. On there, there's a form for volunteers, donors, whatever you feel in your heart you want to do. Please reach out to my, we got a Beverly's Hearty Slice Facebook page that you can reach out to. I'm really quick at answering to any messages. And that, I mean, that's one of our biggest challenges right now, especially serving at, 3 different communities.
Do people have to have any certain skills to volunteer?
No, ma'am. You're just serving.
Okay.
You're serving pizza. You're serving water. There's music playing. It's a good time, and I think it's definitely inspiring for for kids to see that other people that's less fortunate. I think it means a lot to them when they volunteer. So I love having kids there. I know there's a lot of high schoolers that need community service hours. Same thing with college. Any help we can get is definitely appreciated, and especially at our big events throughout the summer, and winter. Having those volunteers there make everything go a lot smoother.
Okay, let's just say you're estimating, like just let's just say with food. So, how many volunteers do you need on those 3 locations with food? Do you know?
What would help? Probably three volunteers at all 3 locations. That would be
Okay.
amazing. I know for our last Thanksgiving and Christmas events we held at the Owensboro Convention Center, the Thanksgiving event hit about 600 to 700 people, and then I think the center manager told us that we had the second biggest attendance event at the convention center with over 1,000 people there.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we had about 30 volunteers show up for that, and that made it go so much easier.
Okay, so what did you do then? Did you serve food?
We gave
What?
out, yeah, we served food. We had a Santa, a lot of people can't afford pictures with Santa. So we reached out
Yeah.
to something borrowed. We had a Santa there that got to take their family pictures. We had Christmas gifts. We had Walmart, $20 Walmart gift cards, um, Beverly's Twenty size t-shirts,
You've
Graham
got
Donuts.
t-shirts now?
Yeah, we have t-shirts,
Wow.
merchandise. We have all kinds of stuff that we give out for free. I mean, the
Okay.
awesome thing about our nonprofit, we have no overhead. All of our resources, donations go back into the community. We've been doing this 4 years, and we have no overhead. Nobody gets paid to do what we do, and I think that's why
Okay.
God keeps blessing it.
Oh, absolutely. And there's no doubt. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about the summer months. They're almost here and kids are out. So, what do you have planned for the summer months?
Well, we had our first YMCA lock-in last year. We had about 35 kids show up. The manager of the YMCA saw how organized it was and how much fun the kids were having, and she reached out to me about hosting 3 more this year.
Oh,
So if we have
wow.
enough, yeah. So if we have if we have enough volunteers, I plan on doing 3 more lock-ins for the kids throughout the summer. We have a back-to-school bash that we give out 500 backpacks and school supplies to the kids so that they don't go without, for school clothes, school shoes, and school supplies.
So, you have all of this donated?
Yes, yes, yes. We had for our back to school bash, we had OCTC and River Valley collab together, to make this happen for all these kids.
Travis, it seems like that's what you're doing. It seems like it's a full-time job. I mean, I'm sure it could
Yes, it
be a
is.
full-time job, right?
That'd be a blessing from God. I mean, right now, I don't ask questions. I don't, I want to keep it about the passion. So if God,
Yeah.
provides the resources and funding for me to do this full time, that'll be a
Yeah.
blessing. But what you're seeing of me, obviously, I have 2 or 3 other jobs, and
Yeah.
I'm making it work for 25% of me. But that'd be a blessing from God for me to have, even be educated on how to get funds to do this, full time. It would be nice to do it every week instead of every 2 weeks. But right
Yeah.
now, you can only control what you can control, and I'll let God. If that happens, then it's all God's time. If it happens, cool. If not, so be it.
Yeah, well, that's good. We're gonna say, God have your way with Travis
That's right.
and make a
That's
way
right.
for him if you want him to go full time in this ministry. Have you thought about being a pastor? I'm just
I
you
have
probably
not, but
are.
I do a lot of I do a lot. I've been asked to do a lot of public speaking and a lot of
Yeah.
interviews about what's going on. So I have a blast sharing about my mother, about the impact we're making in the community. So any way I can inspire or motivate or help these kids, these youth, I'm all for it.
Okay, so
with the time I have.
yes. Well,
Yeah,
God will provide. He will
that's right.
provide. The busiest people, it seems, do the most as far as when it comes to volunteering and helping other people because they know how to manage their time well. And
That's
God is
right.
helping you with that. But I'm praying, Travis, that this will go full time for you in the name of Jesus. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
what's your hope and your vision moving forward? I mean, it's already big.
Yes. We've already expanded to Boston, Massachusetts. We're serving in Worcester,
What?
Worcester, Massachusetts. Yeah, we do it quarterly, every 3 months until we get more, until we get more volunteers down there. Yeah, but I've been down there and served. Had about 3 events so far. I'll be down there this next Friday to have another event in Boston.
So
But
how did
yeah,
that happen, Travis? What do you
I
mean?
was, yes. I was in a Nashville airport. My flight got delayed,
Okay.
everybody's nightmare. So I had
Yeah.
about an hour and a half. I had about an hour and a half to spend. I literally sit down and got some food. A random guy came up and sit next to me. I'm an extrovert. I asked, "Hey, how you doing, man? How things going?" Come to find out, after talking, we were on the same exact flight, so we had about an hour and a half, to share and talk. He lost his mom at a young age too, so we connected right. We
Mm,
connected, right off top, and he I told him a little bit about what I had going on in Owensboro in the community, and he added my Beverly's Hearty Facebook page, followed it for about a month, asked, reached out to me, like I said, about a month later, and said, "Hey, can we get hop on a Zoom to catch up?" I said, "Sure, no
yeah.
problem." We hop on a Zoom. Um, he said, "I'm gonna keep this brief. I just want to see the look in your eyes when I tell you that we donating $10,000 to your nonprofit." Yes. So I remember telling.
So the
I remember
delay
telling
was good. The
the
delay
day
was
was
on purpose.
beautiful. And we both feel that we both feel that our mother set that up. You know what I mean? We
Yes.
feel that our mother set that up, that was faith. I told her,
Yeah.
some of my guys and support team about this, and they thought it was money laundry. They was like, "Dude, what? There's no way this random guy did it for you." I'm like, "No, dude, I promise he's real. He's donated to us." And since then, he's Mark Gagne. He's a really, important guy, has a lot of associates and businesses in Boston.
Wow.
Um, he had some associates that were willing to help run it, and I think I went down there for our first event, and they ended up putting welcome. I went to I went down there for my first event. We went to a Boston Red Sox game, and they put us on the billboard. Welcome Travis Owsley and Beverly's Hearty Slice nonprofit to Fenway Park. We had our event that next day on a Saturday. Had literally about 100 some people in attendance. I mean, it was so beautiful, and
Yeah.
we decided to just to expand there. And what a dream come true of mine would be to help all the small counties and small cities in Kentucky, help our own
Yeah.
people here. That just
Yes.
was a situation, a blessing that kind of came about, and we stuck with it. And like I said, next Friday I'm going down there to host another Beverly's Hearty Slice event in Boston.
Okay, so we're gonna have to have you back on because we could keep talking. All right, Travis, just
Yes,
more
well,
things keep coming out.
yeah,
So thank you so much for being a guest on Shaped by Faith.
I appreciate it. It means the world. Thank you.
Absolutely. And thank you for listening. I'm Theresa Rowe. Everyone have a blessed day. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Shaped by Faith with Theresa Rowe. Remember to visit shapedbyfaith.com to find out more about workouts, the TV show, podcasts, blogs, Shaped by Faith products, and much more.